Picture this, a client comes to you and she says, I really want to swim, but I don't want to get wet. What would you be thinking at that point? You'd probably be thinking that she's being completely unrealistic and ridiculous. You wouldn't say that to her, I hope, because you're an amazing coach who treats their clients with love and compassion and kindness. But you would probably teach her that in order for her to swim, she is going to have to get wet. And that the longer she holds on to this I don't want to get wet story, the longer she'll be watching from a distance and wishing she was in the water. Thinking about this example that I wanted to share with you at the beginning of this episode, I remembered a few years ago when my daughter was 3 or 4, she said to me once that she wants to go to the beach, but she doesn't want any sand on her toes, on her legs, on her knees, anywhere. And I explained to her, although I still explain this to her because she's still growing and learning and understanding these things, and quite honestly, it's something that I need to be reminded of as well. I explained to her that for everything that we want in life, there is a price to pay. If we want to go to the beach, the price that we're going to have to pay for her, as far as she's concerned, is our toes have to be in the sand, which is a feeling she doesn't like. Maybe for me, going to the beach, the price that I have to pay is packing the car and packing all the bags and getting all the food and all of these things. Then the question becomes, is going to the beach important enough for me to be willing to pay that price to go to the beach? In his book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F, Mark Manson taught this concept, which I totally fell in love with. And I think I've talked about it here before on this channel. And it's this idea that whatever you want in life, you need to always ask yourself, what is the price for that? The price, not money-wise, but what's the price? If I want to get a house with a pool, am I willing to take care of the maintenance of the pool and whatever the pool might need in order to continue to run at home without any problems? Now, if I want the pool bad enough, then I'd be willing to pay that price for the maintenance and the headache that will come with taking care of a pool in the house. But if the pool is a thought that I had, maybe I'd like to have a pool, and then I start realizing how much work it's going to take, I could possibly let go of that whole idea. Now, what does this have to do with your coaching business? Well, actually everything. Because let me ask you this. Where in your life are you not willing to get wet although you want to swim? Where in your life are you not willing to step in the sand although you want to be at the beach? Maybe the first answer that you came up with is, nah, not me. There isn't a place in my life where I want something so bad, but I'm not willing to pay the price or to do the things to get that thing. But let's dig a little bit deeper. Let's not accept this answer at face value. Let's talk about it when it comes to your coaching business. I speak to so many coaches who are working on growing their businesses. This is what this channel is about. This is what we've been talking about. How can you build and grow the coaching business of your dreams? Now, in order for us to grow this business and to grow any business and to grow in any place in our lives, really, not just in our business, there's one thing, one ingredient that is the most important, without which there's no way we can grow. And as you probably guessed by now, it's not the nicest website, the most beautiful branding, the latest technology, the most amazing strategy. All of these things are important, but they are secondary. The most important ingredient is your willingness to change. Because if you want to grow your business or any other area of your life, then you want to go to a place that you haven't been to before. You need to become a person who you haven't been before, because what got you here won't get you there. Let me say that again. What got you here, whatever skills and mindset and thoughts and actions you have taken over the years has gotten you to this point. But now you want to grow further. And you cannot continue using the same skills only without being willing to change in order to get to this next level of growth. And that's why no matter how many strategies you learn, how many teachers you follow, how many of these videos you watch, if you're not willing to actually do the things that make you feel uncomfortable, that make you feel scared, the things that you think you can't possibly do, then I have to tell you, and I have to be honest with you, there's no way you're gonna grow. If we want new results in our lives, then we have to be willing to take new actions. Because if you keep doing what you've always done, you'll keep getting what you've always gotten. And now you want something new, you want a different result, but you're not willing to change. I'll give you a few examples from some of the clients that I've been working with and some of the people that I talk to on social media. I have people telling me, I want to reach thousands of people in my coaching. And yet, this person is not willing to come on camera, to feel uncomfortable and to feel vulnerable and to do it in a messy way. So they want this goal, they want to reach thousands of people, but they're hiding behind writing posts that have beautiful designs on them and really nice quotes and posting faceless posts, really, and yet they're expecting to attract new people to them. And that's simply not possible. Other clients come and say, I want to make more money in my business. So then the question is, are you willing to raise your prices? Are you willing to ask for more money? And the answer is, no, I don't want to do that. But I still want more money, but I don't want to ask for it. You see, we want the result, but we're not willing to do what it takes or to change in order to get this new result. And it doesn't work like that. Is this making sense? Now, I want you to imagine that your comfort zone is this beautiful circle and you are sitting so comfortably inside this comfort zone. Now, whatever you have to do, the change you need to make in order to get to the next level in your business, sits outside of this circle, sits outside of this comfort zone. And in order for you to get to that next level, you must be willing to expand this circle, to expand this comfort zone. Let's use the example of showing up on camera, which definitely is uncomfortable in the beginning. Now, imagine that you decide, you commit, and you say, you know what, my goal is to reach more people. My goal is to share my message. And the price I have to pay, the price, as we said earlier, is I need to show up on camera. Uncomfortable or not uncomfortable, it doesn't matter, I have to show up on camera. You do it the first time, second, third, 10th, 20th time, and guess what happens? This thing that was once outside your comfort zone in the past now sits comfortably inside your comfort zone, which you have literally expanded. The more you do things that feel uncomfortable, the more these things become your new normal. I remember when I started coming on video and talking to my audience, which was very tiny at the time, I was so scared. And I can see it now in the old videos. I can see that my bottom lip was shaking, my heart was beating so fast. I used to shoot the same video 20, 30 times before I was happy and comfortable with it. And I could have given up then. I could have said, this is so uncomfortable, I don't want to do that. But instead, I chose to feel uncomfortable. I chose to change how I was thinking to be able to continue to show up. And now I simply turn the camera on and I'm able to talk about it. Wasn't like this from the beginning. So whatever it is that your business needs from you right now, you need to be able to give it that. And this thing that your business needs is probably something new, something you haven't done before, something that feels scary and uncomfortable. But if you want to get to the next level, you must be willing to do what's scary and what's uncomfortable. The truth is, if you're feeling very comfortable in your business or in any area of your life, then I would see that as a red flag, because it would mean that you are not growing, that you are not changing, that you are continuously doing the things that you're comfortable doing, the things that you know how to do, the things you know that you'll be good at, and not willing to mess up, not willing to do uncomfortable things. And that will always keep you exactly where you are, Because again, what got you here won't get you there. And I know you want to go there. You wouldn't be watching this video if you don't want to go there. So the commitment you need to make to yourself, not to me, not to anyone else, is to continue to grow and to continue to allow these uncomfortable feelings to show up and to be okay with that. My invitation to you today is to explore this a little bit, to understand what are you holding on to that you need to let go of in order to grow. We talked about that in last week's episode, but really ask yourself, take out a fresh, clean sheet of paper and ask yourself, what is one thing that I'm not willing to do, and yet I want the result from that thing? I need to make more money, but I'm not willing to raise my prices. I need to show up for my people, but I'm not willing to be on camera. I want to do this, but I'm not willing to do that. What is that thing? What is that thing that you know will get you to the next level? It's not what I tell you you need to do. It's what you know in your heart that you need to do to grow this business and to grow in any other area of your life. You could now say, yeah, I'll do that later, or yeah, I'll do it in my head. But if you want to see real results from this simple exercise, I promise you a piece of paper and a pen, as I always say, is the best tool to help you figure out, where does this fear come from? What am I holding on to? And what do I need to let go of? And maybe go a little bit further and ask yourself, what would happen if I continue hiding from doing this uncomfortable thing? What answers might come up there? And also, one final question, and really write this down. What would happen if I actually do this thing? Like, just think big. Think about all the results that you might get if you do what feels so uncomfortable right now. Now, there are so many ingredients that we all need in order to grow our business, and specifically our online coaching businesses. We talked about a very important one today, the most important one, but I sat down a few months ago and I created a list of all the ingredients that I believe every successful and joyful online coaching business needs. And the people who have received this simple PDF from me have loved it. It's so simple, it's just a few pages, but it'll get your mind thinking in the right direction. And if you want to grab this free resource, you can get it from the link underneath this video. And I just remembered that I haven't introduced myself, so if you're new here, my name is Muna and I'm so happy to have you here. If you enjoyed this video and you feel like you got any sort of value from it, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, doing all of the things. It would mean the world to me. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next week.